They poured into Europe by the tens of thousands. Now, they're leaving just as fast. Spain says more than 25,000 migrants have already crossed back into Morocco from Ceuta at a pace of 150 people every minute. A border overwhelmed, a political storm spreading across Europe, and a migration crisis that's far from over. Three days ago, thousands broke through wire and fencing to reach European soil. Now they are walking back across the same ground, out of Spain and into Morocco, almost as fast as they came. Spain's Interior Ministry says more than 25,000 migrants have now left Ceuta and returned across the border, marking a sharp reversal after tens of thousands stormed the enclave in one of the largest crossings the territory has witnessed in years. According to the ministry, the pace of departures on the morning of July 31st was rapid.
Departures from Ceuta to Morocco on the morning of July 31st, up to 1 p.m., 25,000. Departures are taking place at a rate of 150 people per minute.
The retreat follows chaos that unfolded just a day earlier. On July 30th, roughly 60,000 people crossed into the tiny Spanish territory by land and sea, in scenes reminiscent of the mass arrivals of 2021. At least 34 people have died in the chaos that followed.
To be honest, I don't even know why I've come. I'm heading back now. It's as simple as that. Right now. I haven't eaten since lunch yesterday, although I did bring some money with me, just for taxis and stuff, and that's it. That's all I can tell you. I haven't slept yet.
By July 31st, Spanish and Moroccan forces had reinforced the border fence and largely sealed it off. Moroccan authorities had already deployed water cannons at the gates, and the charred remains of a bus and 7 cars still lay near the crossing point, evidence of the clashes that unfolded there.
What we are doing is speeding up everything related to the processing of cases and the repatriation of migrants who have entered irregularly, mainly since yesterday. As you can see, many of these migrants are already leaving.
Spain's Territorial Policy Minister, Angel Victor Torres, has pointed to a recent Supreme Court ruling as one likely trigger for the surge. Earlier this month, the court found that migrants intercepted at sea while trying to reach Ceuta or Melilla cannot be automatically turned back, a decision he believes encouraged more attempts.
What lies behind this is the self-interested interpretation that the criminal networks trafficking human beings have made of a Supreme Court ruling, which upholds an earlier ruling by the High Court of Justice of Andalusia, stating that the repatriation at the border of people who enter our territory by swimming has no legal basis.
Sanchez said he had pressed Morocco to do more to stem the flow of people leaving its territory, even as his government continues to describe migration as an economic asset, having overseen a mass amnesty that saw hundreds of thousands of people seek citizenship over the past year. That policy has become a flashpoint elsewhere in Europe. Italy's Foreign Minister Antonio Tajani accused Madrid of fueling the crisis rather than solving it.
The images coming from Ceuta show how the Madrid government's decision to grant Spanish, and therefore European, citizenship to over 500,000 irregular immigrants is profoundly wrong and encourages human trafficking.
Spain's Foreign Minister José Manuel Álvarez rejected the criticism outright and said he would summon Italy's ambassador in protest. France has responded by tightening checks along its own border with Spain, while Italy's Prime Minister, Giorgia Meloni, has touted suspending Spain from the EU's open border arrangement altogether. Finland's Interior Minister has backed that idea, calling on the bloc to follow Rome's lead.
I mean, obviously that's a matter for the Spanish government first and foremost, but it is a cause for concern, and we are making contact with the Spanish government, the Spanish authorities, to provide support, but also to understand the implications of that situation.
Ceuta and Melilla remain the European Union's only land borders with Africa, each home to around 85,000 people, and each a recurring flashpoint for crossings. But officials say July 30th's rush had few precedents in scale. And with the fence now reinforced and thousands turning back towards Morocco, the immediate crisis appears to be easing, even as the political fallout across Europe shows no sign of doing the same.